So right now I'm trying to figure out how to frame the wall, because I don't really want to put screws straight through the XPS foam here, because that'll cause something called thermal bridging, where the coldness from the stone wall will conduct through a screw and make the screw cold, in which case then as the screw sticks out of the XPS plate it's going to have a cold spot, which is probably going to attract condensation onto it and cause moisture. So I don't want to go through the XPS. So I need to frame a wall up so I can put up some wooden boards. The way I'm going to do it is I've got some impregnated 2x2, 50 millimeters or 48 millimeters that I'm going to put along the bottom underneath each of the struts going up, so that way it'll have something solid to lean on, and then between it is going to be XPS plate, because XPS is going to go all on the floor also. But I need to fasten these impregnated blocks to the floor, so with that I'm just going to drill a small hole into the concrete and use a stone screw straight into the floor. So I'll fasten them down. Once these are all fastened down, I can screw my framing piece to these things. And that way I can also put a bit of foam between them. It will stop any kind of moisture that's on the ground or on the concrete slab. It'll stop it from coming through the wood into the main frame also. So I've got protection against moisture coming through the ground and protection from any high points on the wall which will cause condensation. Well stuck in there now. According to the old blueprints, the foundation consists of concrete slab over a layer of lacquer shingles. These are essentially small expanded clay balls, the same material that bricks are made of. While it's not the most modern installation, it's at least a relief to know that it's not sitting directly on bare ground. One of my biggest concerns right now is the radon levels. We've had them measured and they're currently sitting just over the safety threshold. It's likely because of parts of the basement are still waiting for their masonry coating, but I also think the foundation design is a factor. The lacquer balls leave a lot of air gaps under the slab. These act like little pockets for the gases to collect in before they eventually seep into the houses. Is for countersinking screws. It drills a little hole into the wood so that you don't end up with that split that I got in the last one. Now I should be able to sink it neatly in, and it shouldn't split providing I don't go too far in. It's also worth mentioning, if you've not got self-tapping screws, these are ones that have got a little notch at the end that'll help drill through wood itself. It's worth making a drill hole through the wood before you screw something in, also that'll help stop it from splitting. I decided to go for 50mm framing, mainly just to conserve room space. There's 50mm behind on the XPS, and on top of these I'm going to be putting OSB boards, so we'll still have a pretty solid framework to work with in the end.
The ducting pipes that are on the roof also needed framing in, so this was a bit of work to get them looking neat and tidy. The pipes that are running along the roof here are water pipes, hot and cold, going to the kitchen. In the future I'm planning on swapping these copper pipes over to be PEX pipes, the plastic ones. So it'll have like a pipe in a pipe system, so if there is any leaks it won't drip through on the roof. If anyone's wondering what the ductwork is for, we've got a air to water heat pump installed. This system essentially pulls half of its air from the outside and half from the inside of the house to be able to heat the hot water. The hot water then feeds our showers and the underfloor heating system. After that, it filters and warms fresh air before blowing it back into the rooms. It's a great way to maintain high air quality while staying incredibly energy efficient with our hot water system. So this is an internal wall where I've added foam to the corners to stop any cold spots and prevent condensation. I'm using the 50mm XPS so it matches the frame depth perfectly, which makes the rest of the framing much easier. Ideally we don't want to insulate this wall too much, it's preferable if it stays warm and then it'll stop any condensation forming on it. I put some thin plastic on the back of the frame in here, just to keep the wood off the masonry. That way, if any moisture ever gets behind the walls for some reason, it won't rot the wood, or so I hope. So here I've got lacquer block behind it. That stuff's terrible to screws into, it just disintegrates. So first I'm going to put using a masonry drill bit. I'll put a hole in the lacquer block, a plastic plug in there. So around the back of there. And that way, I screw my screw in, it'll bite onto something, and not. No. There you go, that's solid. Not going anywhere. For the back wall and around the doorway, I only used 36mm framing timber. I just needed a solid surface to attach the wall panels to, and it's much easier to screw into timber than it is to go directly into the brickwork. The original plaster on this wall is pretty beat up. There's lots of damage from when it was used to be used as a firewood storage room. But because I'm switching to a wood panelled finish, it makes sense just to rip it all off anyway. The underfloor heating manifold will be going right here in this wall. It's a pretty big unit, so I'll probably have to beef up or change the framing to fit it. I'll try and include that on the underfloor heating video. I also need to consider where plug sockets are going to be and any electrical connections for when the electrician comes and installs everything. The room that's behind here is eventually going to be a bathroom. I hope you enjoyed this short and sweet look at the framing. I really wanted to include it so you can see the full step-by-step process of the build, even if it's not the most glamorous part. But next up, we're preparing for the underfloor heating pipes. I've never installed them before, so it's either going to be a great success or a good laugh. Either way, I hope you'll join me for the journey.